Hello everybody and welcome to yet another Explain 11 video. And this time we are in Corfu, Greece. Here we have one of the most beautiful sceneries for Explain 11. This is the FlyTampa Corfu Scenery. Looking absolutely fantastic. It is really well done. FlyTampa has also a couple of other sceneries here in Greece. And they are also really high quality. And here we have a cruise ship. It's really nicely done. And this airport mainly is used by Greek airlines, a couple of them, and ATRs and Airbus A319s and 20s fly to this airport and use this airport generally. But we are going back to the golden age of jet aviation with this great FlyJSim 737-200, going back to the Jurassic era of the 737. Here you have the JT8D low bypass turbofan engines, which are really loud. A couple of these airplanes still are in service, for example Canada. A couple of them are flying around. And we are going to fly with Malayv, which is also unfortunately not around anymore, but it had the same sort of reverence like Pan Am in America. It was our window to the world for the Hungarian people, and unfortunately it went bankrupt. And mainly Malayv back then used predominantly Soviet designed aircraft, for example the Ilyushin Il-16, Tupolev 134 and the Tupolev 154. And in 1988 November, the first 737-200s were delivered, and it was the first Western designed aircraft in service with Malayv. And later the classic lines of the 737 and also the next generation were flown by Malayv, and also the 767. Couple of CRJ200s and Q400s as well. But unfortunately, like I said, it went bankrupt. But we're going to go back in time and fly with Malayv once again. So, this 737 represented a complete different philosophy. For example, than the Tupolev 154, which I also have here in Explain 11, the Failis Tu-154, which is also a great airplane, and I'd like to do a video with that one. Unfortunately it's really challenging and hard to get into, so I'm still learning, and I'm also still learning with this Jurassic 737, but hopefully I know enough already to fly this baby Takeoff and land in Budapest without major issues. So yeah, Tupolev 154, it had a crew of 3 and in some cases even 5. There was the captain, first officer, flight engineer, navigator, and in some cases a flight mechanic, where the plane flown into remote airstrips and it needed maintenance. Then that guy went along with his toolkit and a couple of spare parts, and if the airplane needed some maintenance, then he could do that on the spot. So the pilots had to be retrained a little bit for this philosophy and for this airplane, and the training took place in Greece actually, by Olympic Airlines. Enough history lesson, so let's get into this beauty. And it's a completely different thing, for example, than a 737NG. Well, actually, it's still recognizable by modern pilots, but it's also a little bit challenging to fly. Like I said, I'm still learning. We can also fly the VR to VR or use the default FMC, but I'm going to do a little bit of practice with the Caruso 4, Delco Caruso 4 INS, Inertial Navigation System. which was also used by the 747-100, the 727s, which are also a great product for X-Plane 11, also by FlyJSim. Both are in the top 10 aircraft, payware aircraft for X-Plane 11. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Here we have our nice AVI tab. So let's go, and first things first, connect the GPU. Otherwise everything is in order. And actually let's go here, battery, emergency exit lights, put this to on bat, and what else? Connect the ground power unit. Create window heat, and I can go ahead and open the doors, deploy air stairs. Oops, don't need the service door, just the cargo doors right now, and we can take a look at air stairs deploying. Cargo doors are also open, and now we can load up the aircraft. We can also go here, charts, get my flight plan from SimBrief, and yeah, here we have block fuel. Whoops. I'll put it like that, and here we go, 7847, which is going to be, I think, around 50%. Yeah, that's great, and I think I have 88 passengers set in my flight plan. Oh, that's 90. And 88, here we go. So, 0 fuel weight. I also have some minor cargo, but oh, I have to go there. But what is the takeoff weight? Or actually 0 fuel weight, 39.3, 39.7. And we are actually heavier, so it's going to leave it like that. That's great. And actually go ahead and we can listen to the ATIS information. I can also fly VR to VR, but I need some more practice with that one. 126. Yeah, 35 right there.
Yanis Kapodistrias INTL information Tango. 1100 Zulu weather. Wind 150 and 5. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 2000 scattered. Temperature 14. Dew point 6. Altitude 3050. Arriving runway 17. Departing runway 17. Advise on initial contact you have Tango.
So, 17, that's great, and altimeter is already set, elevation is confirmed. Yeah, previously I did a test right here, so some minor things are already put in, just to speed things up. So yeah, we can go up here, do a little bit of testing. Works fine. And galley power. Yeah, like I said, I'm still learning, but hopefully we can manage this flight. Going to fly at 31,000 feet. If I remember correctly, landing altitude will be 440 for Budapest. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to keep in mind to look that up. Well, actually, $495 wasn't that far off. Let's go 490. So what we're going to do, actually let's program the INS first. So make sure that parking brake is on. That's what we're going to need. Oops, I'm in input mode, so go out. That's why I couldn't move the view around So standby, go down here, and here we have, this is the accuracy, 9 is the worst and 0 is the best. So what we're going to do is go to the position, and here we can go to Corfu and get the charts, airport charts. We are at parking stand 7, and here we have the coordinates 7. Going to have to put this in north 39 36 5. So north 39 36 5, insert. Then east 019, east 019 54 7. There we go. It has one more digit than the this one. Insert as well, because it goes from for 180. This is just 90 latitude, longitude. So parking position coordinates are correct. Put it to a line. So go back here, and this one, the accuracy will count down from 9 to 0. At 8 it will do a little bit of self-test, and at 4 we can already set it to nav, but I'm going to wait for 0 for the most accurate navigation. Yeah, it's a little bit outdated. Sometimes it needs a DME test or correction, but it's shorter flight, so I'm not going to be concerned with that one. And we can go ahead and put in the waypoints. Go to waypoint 1, and great thing is SimBrief gives me the coordinates for waypoints in this format that we actually need. So first waypoint is going to be north 39 39 9. Yep. Then insert, and next is east 0 2007 2. Also correct. Insert. Then from that waypoint we are going to north waypoint LLU. Just skipping a few because we are basically flying in a straight line with this flight plan. So north 42288 and east 01951 0. Correct. Then point number 3 is going to be Parag north 46098. Insert, and east 0 2005 7. Great. And another fantastic thing is with SimBrief, it also gives you the top of descent point with coordinates. So gonna have to remember that waypoint number 4 is the top of descent point, 46298. Otherwise there are a couple of methods with which we can calculate the top of descent point manually. 2003.6. So great, that's the top of descent point, and waypoint number 5 is Aboyne, November 47162. Insert, and east 01958. Insert. And that's the last waypoint, and from there let's just pull up Budapest once more. Here we have the useful charts, approach. Somewhere here is a VOR approach for 13 left, there we go. So we are coming from this direction, actually the last waypoint is not far off. Going to fly on the radial 304 from this VOR. And meanwhile tune into Budapest. And at DME 18, going to turn on course 128, which will bring me to the ILS, or do a visual approach. We'll see. So yeah, let's go back. Yeah, all in all, we can program 9 different waypoints here. And go to the status. It takes a little while until alignment, but it should be going soon. And going to take off, runway 17, fly a little bit, actually tune in this VOR GAR 108.80. Oh, still here. Also going to tune it in here. So I have a DME right here and VOR. So we're going to take off at DME2, fly left on a heading of 294, then make a right turn. I put that in as a reminder on course 138, and when we are over the VOR, or over this airport actually, then we are going to put this to GPS and intercept the first waypoint. And here we have 8 right now, so the alignment is in progress. So, departure, set the box, V-speed, flaps 2, that's great, and click here to set takeoff flap, or takeoff trim. And other than that, already did the fire test. So we can go ahead and start the APU. Let's put Casper fan on. Don't really know much about the air conditioning system. I'm going to have to study that. And this plane comes with a really good PDF documentation. Really useful. So yeah, fuel tanks are on. A few pumps. And APU. There's also great sounds. And meanwhile we can go ahead and close doors. See, the air stairs are retracting. And APU is starting. And meanwhile we can go ahead and check out the swans. Haven't seen much animals here in X-Plane 11. Back in FSX there were the missions for saving rhinos, for example. Here we have a couple of swans. Just gliding. Alright, let's go back. And soon we have APU available. Here we go. And GPU card. Remove that one. Going to have to wait 1 minute until we can use the APU bleed. And let's put APU heat or pitot heat on already. Go ahead and pressurize the B system. Flaps are completely up. And here we also have a nice passenger cabin. And also a unique feature, we can just move the window covers around. So how are we doing? We are at 5, so soon we can go ahead and start the engines. do a little bit of testing. But yeah, EPR is already set to 15 for takeoff. Actually, just this bug. And this is the autopilot control, MCP. I'm going to already put anti-collision lights. Okay, let's say 1 minute has passed. EPU bleed. There we go. And already engage yaw dampener. And now we are ready to start the engines. So number 2. And N2 is increasing. We're already at 4. Like I said, we are going to wait for 0 until I put it to nav mode. And here we go. And this airplane has also a great maintenance system. So sometimes there are failures. And these really loud engines are coming online. Yeah, this is a challenging plane to fly. In comparison with the A320, for example. That is a piece of cake. And it's counting down slowly. Yeah, engine 2, great start, and engine number 1. And put it there. So how are we looking? Instruments. Everything is great. We are at 2. Oh, wait a little bit more. And now. And we can use the packs. And APU off. Yeah, we can see it winding down. And strobe, taxi lights. Going to have to read up on in the manual how exactly to fly this plane. And we are at 1, soon it hits 0. There we go. Make sure we have the correct trim setting. Going to have to set this switch to flight mode later on. That is automated on the 737NG. And here we have 0, put it to nav mode, and I'm going to put it there. Time and distance. So, we are good to taxi to the runway. Let's make sure everything is clear. And we are rolling. It's going to put it to map mode. Also, what I love about this heavy tab, you have a nice map. And keep an eye on the ground speed. Don't want to go real fast. And here's our runway. Beautiful scenery. I'm going to have to check out the other FlyTampa products. I think they did the Athens airport and also Heraklion, if I'm not mistaken. So we can line up with the runway here. There we go. Step on the brakes a little bit. Put this to TARA. Don't think we need a weather radar, but tilt up, on, and yeah, gonna have to keep an eye. That's why we have, or that's why planes have two pilots. So the first officer can set things, but actually we are pretty ready for departure. So I don't think we have a chronometer in this one, so step on the brakes. Let's see, flaps 2, trim is set. Don't think there is an RTO mode here, or we need the speed brakes armed. But here we go. Going to put thrust to 215 EPR. And there we go. Slight forward pressure until 80 knots.
Knots. B1, rotate.
And rotate slowly. And gear up. And flaps up slowly. Trim this airplane. And the ME2. Make a left. And I'm going to engage autopilot, IS hold 250, speed is set, so going to go into wall lock and heading mode, heading select, doing the right turn, and for some reason I can't engage altitude hold. Oh, well, actually it's already armed, I think. And reduce thrust a little bit for 1.9 EPR. So, flaps are completely up. 5,000 feet, coming up is the transition altitude. Yeah, we have the altitude disagree here. So, it's 2992. So set it here. And here gear on this position, and I knew I forgot something. Put that one into flight mode. And we are doing our turn. Let's put it to view or lock mode. And we can also reduce, or actually 1.9 EPR. And I'm going to put it to GPS mode. And we are going for our first waypoint. And here we have the distance right here. And it's going to bring us to our top of descent point, which is waypoint number 4. And at waypoint number 5 we have to disengage or put this back to nav mode, and 10,000 feet. And then we do a view our approach. And it's counting backwards. Soon we are established on our heading. Yeah, when it reaches one waypoint, then it automatically goes for the next waypoint. And altitude hold 31,000 feet should be alright. And we are climbing actually above 10,000, so we can increase climb rate for 280 or climb speed. And then after that, going to cruise at 31,000 feet. It will automatically go into altitude hold mode. And then going to have to adjust thrust accordingly. Yeah, cruise thrust is between, I think, 75 and 85 N1, which is, I think, 1.8, 1.7 EPR. And we have 2 hours of airtime. So, we are on our way to Budapest, Hungary. Yeah, once we hit Hungarian airspace, I have the scenery in orthographic enhanced, so it's going to look a little bit more beautiful. Just the standard. Here you can see Corfu, which much higher definition, and this is the standard. So, going to have to monitor airspeed. And then watch out for the altitude, 31,000 feet. Going to go into altitude hold mode, and then going to cruise at Mach 0.74. So yeah, and we are here. We see the information. 160 nautical miles remaining for. We are going from waypoint 1 to waypoint 2. Going to keep an eye on that. And here we have a beautiful map. Going to go through Serbia and then Hungary, Greece. And let's go back to following, zoom in a little bit, and then later we're going to descend to 5,000 feet for our last waypoint. Waypoint number 4 is the top of descent point, and we're going to descend with 300 nautical miles, or knots, not nautical miles. And then at 10,000 feet reduce to 250, and then further reduce it to 200, and then landing speed, and then do VOR approach. So that's it. See you then. Okay, we are nearing Budapest airport. It's 36 miles out, and we have 7 nautical miles until the last waypoint, which was waypoint number 5. And I'm going to switch over to nav and put a course of 304 right here. And 115.9 should be this VR station, Tapio Shaft, it's correct. Oops, so we have to fly on the 304 course, and 117.3 Budapest VOR is put in the second nav radio. 117.30, yep. Which is also the ILS, and here we have the DME 32. It's going to count down, and then when we fly next to the airport, going to head a little bit northwest, and then at DME 18 going to turn around on course 128. Already put it in the heading selector. So 304. I'm just going to put here 128 as well for the ILS frequency, and we are still descending. Oh, come on. $128. There we go. Already have speed brakes armed because workload is going to be quite much, and we are in nav mode, so I'm going to shut the INS off. Weather is beautiful, so let's go and weather radar also off. Don't need it right now. 10,000 feet is the transition altitude. I think local barometric pressure is 3033, that's right. And somewhere up ahead is Budapest airport. Oh yeah, there it is. So I'm going to fly right here, make a turn, and this is runway 13 left. It's going to land there. And soon 10,000 feet, lights can come on. Also going to have to slow down to 250 knots. And from when we make our turn, descend to 3000, where we should be intercepting the localizer and glide slope. Flaps 30 is going to be the landing setting. Yeah, looking alright. Once gear is down, going to set medium, auto brakes. And before or after takeoff, I forgot to put this flight director into VOR lock mode. It was set to off. That's why I couldn't engage this altitude hold. We have this flight director and autopilot modes, so that's why it couldn't engage. And I'm just going to put here 250 so we can slow down. Aircraft is pitching up a little bit to reduce speed. And here we are, airplane, we are looking good. 304, 16. It's going to calm down a little bit because it's tuned into this VOR station, and then increase. And at 18 I'm going to make this turn. Here we have to be at 5000 mandatory, and lights on. Yeah, this VOR or orthographic scenery is looking great, especially from up high. I think it's zoom level 18 in this region, so it's a really high definition. But it's about 18 gigabytes, I think, all in all. So here we go, flying on the 304 radial. It's Budapest airport, and that's something different. Alright, let's make sure we are looking good, and 250. Add a little bit of power. And 2, we are here at the VOR station. Nice, it's Avitab, it's great. And maybe we can further reduce it a little bit. Don't really want to end up too fast or too high. and here it changed from to from, and at 18 put it into heading mode, go to heading 18 and then put course also 128 here, and we are slowing down. Slowly adjust speed. And DME 7, slowly increasing. And we're going to have to be 5,000, so hopefully it's going to descend soon. Once we are initiating the turn, going to go further down to 3,000. Okay, now I had to redo the approach. The first one got screwed up, so once more we are on the 304 and waiting for DME 18. I just reflown this. So DME 17, I'm just going to put it to heading mode. And manage the airspeed. Also let's put it to IS hold mode. So slowly we are descending towards 3,000 feet, where we should be able to intercept the glide slope, and slowly let's put it also to course 128. And switch to 117.30. Right here, and there we go. Slowly going to intercept that. Actually, let's go like this. Actually not flying too bad right now. And extend flaps just 1 degree. And let's go do a localizer intercept right there and put it to VOR lock mode, and there we go. So it's going to intercept the localizer right away, and we are descending slowly, maintaining speed. Actually we can go down to 180. Yeah, the first approach got a little bit screwed up, but I don't really want to include that in the video because otherwise it would be too long. But looks like we are managed to correct that mistake. Slowing down. What are the flaps extension speeds right here? Now we are at 180, so we can do flaps 5. And it's also going to extend landing gear, add a little bit of power. Let's maintain 180 for now, and put auto brakes to medium, 1000 to go, and looks like we have the localizer and glide slope right here. And the lights are on. Let everybody know that we are landing like that. INS is already off. Speed brakes are armed, and I think a little bit above the glide slopes. But we are looking actually good. Let's maintain 180 for now. And we can descend further, put it to IAS mode. And keep an eye on the speed. Now we can reduce it further. And flaps. Actually, let's go flaps 30 all the way. And add a little bit of power. We are slowing down. Yeah, that's where it should be a 2-second pilot with me. Workload is quite heavy right now. And I'm just going to disengage autopilot right now. And do this manually. So concentration, trim. Oh, manual glide slope. Okay. And maintain speed. And we are too high right now. Let's make sure everything is correct. Yeah, looking alright to me. And glide slope mode. And maybe we are too far away, but it should be 117.30 tuned in. Yeah, both nav radios. Course 127. And slow it down to 145, and 130 is going to be the final. Actually, let's reduce power a little bit. And guide this baby down. Also a little bit windy right now. Maybe I got the incorrect ILS frequency. According to the chart, it was correct, but we do a visual landing. couple of trees. Yeah, recently I installed the high resolution trees.
500. 400. 300.
I'd love to have a yoke, but I'm doing my best with my Logitech Extreme Pro. And 130, not looking too bad.
50. 40. 30. 20.
And here we go. Float.
10.
Acceptable. Reversers. So yeah, disengage these babies, taxi lights. Yeah, it was fun. Obviously, need a lot more practice, and I did some things not necessarily correct, but hopefully I'd love to have some feedback what I did wrong so I can learn for the next time. I am also going to immerse myself in the manual for this airplane and also for the 727. So taxi lights, I'm going to make this exit right here. So everything is up. Step on the brakes a little bit. And we can go ahead and start the APU. Right there, and taxi to a parking position. Yeah, a Ryanair style landing. Actually, was acceptable, but I take it. So, let's just taxi. Not here. Up ahead is parking area right here. And put this to off. Put this to stand by. And make sure we keep an eye on the taxiway. And how are we doing with the APU? Yeah, it's slowly running. So, welcome to Budapest. We are down. Actually, maybe we can get an airport chart. Multitasking at its finest. Briefing. Yeah, that's not correct. Yep, there we are. I love this heavy tab. I'm just going to taxi here. So yeah, 737-200. It's challenging, not as easy as it seems. But nonetheless, it requires quite a bit of practice to master it. But that's what's separating men from the boys. but I hope to learn in the future. And yeah, I like to fly a variety of planes, but that, like the old saying goes, jack of all trades, master of none. Thank you. Ramming into me. I'm just going to go up here. And slowly step on the brakes. I'm going to show me when to completely come to a stop. And we are still rolling, but really slow. There we go. And parking brakes on. And we can now shut down the engines. So, many thanks for watching this video. Hope it was enjoyable, and as always, if you have some comments, let me know. And also, If you'd like to point out what I did wrong in this video, I would appreciate it, so I can learn from it and next time it will be much better. And if you like, check out my other Explain 11 videos, the playlist is growing steadily. So, see you in the next one. Maybe it will be the FlyJSim 727. So, take care and have a great day.